Welcome to the An English Coffee Office. Today is Sunday, March 1, and like every morning, David and Alex are at the coffee machine.
Morning, Alex. You look like you need that coffee more than oxygen right now.
You have no idea, David. My inbox is already a disaster zone, and it is not even 9 yet.
Tell me about it. I have 3 clients waiting for quotes, and the system is lagging again.
Is it the CRM update? That thing has been a nightmare since the rollout.
Exactly. It is supposed to make us faster, but I spent 20 minutes just logging in. Anyway, enough complaining. Did you see the tech section in the New York Times yesterday?
I barely had time to check the headlines. What did I miss?
Okay, listen to this. They released an article on Feb 26 about the new Omni Voice earbuds.
Is that the real-time translation thing? I thought that was still in beta.
Not anymore. The article says they are hitting the market next month with 99% accuracy. But here's the kicker. It does not just translate words, it translates tone and sarcasm.
No way. That sounds incredibly complex. How does it handle cultural nuance?
Apparently, it uses some new neural processing engine. If I say great job sarcastically in English, the person hears great job with a sarcastic intonation in Japanese.
That is actually kind of terrifying. Imagine the potential for misunderstandings if the AI gets the mood wrong.
Or imagine how much easier my sales calls are going to be. I could pitch to a client in Berlin or Tokyo without sounding like a tourist reading a phrase book.
True, from a business perspective, it is a game changer. But the article must have mentioned the impact on language learning, right?
Yeah, they interviewed a few linguistics professors. They are worried people will stop learning languages entirely since the tech is so seamless.
It makes sense. Why spend 5 years mastering Mandarin if a $200 earbud does it for you?
Exactly. Though honestly, I would miss the struggle. There is something charming about butchering a menu pronunciation in a foreign country.
Charming for you, maybe. Painful for the waiter?
Fair point. But hey, speaking of global changes, did you catch the piece in the Wall Street Journal on Wednesday?
The one about the markets? I saw something about commodities.
Yeah, the article from Feb 25 about the global water exchange finally going live.
Oh, right. I read that. It is huge news. They are officially trading freshwater futures, just like oil or gold now.
It is wild. The article said it is driven by that new desalination infrastructure in the Pacific.
And the pipeline network connecting Northern Europe to the South. It is fascinating from a project management standpoint. The logistics of moving that much liquid are insane.
I was looking at the numbers. They are projecting the market cap to hit $2 trillion by the end of 2027. I am actually thinking about shifting some of my portfolio into water index funds.
Be careful with that. The article mentioned there is a lot of regulatory pushback. A lot of countries are arguing that water should remain a human right, not a tradable asset.
I get the ethical side for sure, but the WSJ analysis argued that putting a price on it actually forces corporations to stop wasting it.
That is the economic theory, at least. The efficiency through cost. But if the price spikes during a drought, what happens to the smaller agricultural companies?
That is the risk. But looking at the volatility in the energy sector, water looks like a stable bet. Plus, with the new purification tech, supply is more predictable than it used to be.
I suppose. It just feels dystopian to see a ticker symbol for H2O scrolling on the news.
Welcome to the future, Alex. Everything has a price tag eventually.
Cynical, but probably true. Speaking of the future, did you see that article in the Boston Globe this morning?
The one about the sports team.
No, the one in the lifestyle section? It was published today, Feb 27. It is about the analog renaissance among Gen Z.
Oh, wait. Is that the one about landlines?
Yes. Apparently, sales of corded landline phones have jumped 400% in the last 6 months.
I saw the headline and thought it was a joke. You were telling me people are voluntarily buying phones with cords.
It is not a joke. The article explains the psychology behind it. People are tired of being accessible 24 hours a day on their smartphones. They want a dumb phone that stays in the kitchen. When you leave the room, you leave the call.
That is actually kind of genius. I remember my parents' old rotary phone. You had to stand in the hallway to talk.
Exactly. It creates a physical boundary for communication. The article interviewed a few teenagers who said they love the weight of the handset.
There is definitely something satisfying about slamming a phone down when you are angry. You just cannot get that same satisfaction aggressively tapping a touchscreen.
Right? Tapping end call just does not have the same dramatic effect.
So, are we going to see a landline on your desk next week?
Maybe not at work. I need my mobility here, but I admit, I checked Amazon and the vintage red models are sold out.
Incredible. We have AI translating our thoughts in real time, but we are fighting over plastic phones from 1990.
It is the cycle of technology, David. We rush forward, get overwhelmed, and then run back to what feels simple.
Deep thoughts for a Tuesday morning.
It is just observation. We are project managers. We look for patterns.
Well, my pattern right now involves getting a second cup of coffee before I tackle those emails.
Good plan. I need to prep for the budget review at 10.
Good luck with that. Try not to slam the phone down if the numbers do not add up.
I will try my best. Catch you at lunch?
For sure. I will save you a seat.
Time to get to work. Don't forget to subscribe and practice your English every day. You'll see how it just keeps getting better and better. See you tomorrow. Hope you have a fantastic day.